the Spirit really wants us to get in position to really start to be able to receive what God is trying to get us to see and to understand. So I've been talking about the kingdom and identity lately. And I feel like that's where God is going to be, kind of dealing with me with. So this is another one of those moments, but I really want to be very, I really want to be very clear as I can be in this moment, as far as what God is requiring of us. So I kind of just want to start this like this. The church is, this is what it was. Do you know why the church doesn't preach the kingdom in the way that, because, we read the scriptures and we hear it and we clearly see what Jesus said. And I think we've got lost in the rubble or the ruckus of generations of people who've kind of like dropped the ball. And I'm not even saying that judgmentally, because I think, again, we know what it's like to be in a world that is taking so much from us. And, most times in most people's lives, we don't get back, or we don't know how to get back what the enemy's taken. So we kind of start to develop crutches. Let's say that we develop crutches based on the trauma that the body is going through. So we got these crutches, man. And what the crutches do is the crutches help you to get around. It helps us to move. It helps us to be mobile as vessels of God, but not really realizing the dangers of being handicapped. Our pastor would tell us stories about people that they knew at work, and this particular person that they knew at work was doing renovations to their home. And the renovations that they were doing, they were actually equipping their home to get readying their home, preparing their home, renovating their home, to get them prepared to be handicapped. They had no diagnosis. They had no reason to believe that they're going to be handicapped. But something about their perspective told them, I'm going to get my house wheelchair ready. So they did it. And wouldn't you know, when their house was complete the way that they wanted it to be complete, they became handicapped. That's amazing. That just shows you, again, it shows you the power of the mind. It shows you the power of faith and belief, but it shows you the ill-equipping of our journey. You're so ill-equipped. You're so spiritually ill-informed that you created a crutch that produced a handicap in your actual physical world. So when I say the church has created crutches, meaning instead of learning what it means to be a citizen of God's kingdom, because it's one thing to preach it. I mean, even if you preached it, the kingdom has to be displayed. So we have learned to disrupt display, move display all the way to the side, because we never learned how to do it. We never learned, or very few people, very few believers actually learn how to display God's kingdom. This is what Jesus said, man. That this is the original purpose of God, to show the earth who's God. By man, through man. He put us here, so he wanted us to display, or to allow him the room. And one thing about God, you can say that And you can hear that in a way, okay, give God room. I thought I was giving God room. I'm praying and I'm reading and I'm fasting and I'm, doing this and doing that. But, that's fine and dandy, as a byproduct of being strengthened. But what are you being strengthened to display? It's not just about long suffering. Yes, that's a fruit of the Spirit. But what does long suffering produce? What should it produce? It should produce a display, a supernatural act that the world cannot reject. But we have been so misinformed through generationally to the fact that we've dropped the true and the real commission, which is to preach the good news. But you got to display the good news, because again, it's one thing to say something, but it's another thing to say and to demonstrate. So again, we have learned as the church to create crutches so that we would not master what it means to display God. That's the problem. That's the problem. Again, we have all of these different accolades and programs and ways to speak, to people. We go feed the homeless, which we should, and we should do all those good external things, but without any display of God, all of it falls to the ground. The world is desperately waiting for the sons of God to appear, the sons and the daughters. That means the daughters. He's waiting for the vessels of God to truly show up, man. And we can't reject this truth. Your life, my life, our life depends on us being able to display what Christ provided. Display the image of God. You're looking in the mirror and you're seeing yourself. You go out into the world and you display what the mirror just showed you. That's how we display Christ. We have to see it. We have to see Christ. We have to see Christ and display Christ. So think about it, man. Think about your life. Think about the ministries you're a part of, the people that you admire, and watch and look for the display so that you would have an accurate representation of what to go for or go towards. Imagine that. Imagine if all of our ministries were displays and were images, actual images of Christ Jesus. Then you would have no other reason but to show up in the world the same way. If you are getting taught, you have to display the image of Christ supernaturally, not just the heart of Christ, the compassion of Christ, but all of what that means and everything else that Jesus carried and Jesus offered it and Jesus gave us and Jesus displayed. We got to get it, y'all. So this is a moment. This is a part of this ministry. I'm excited and I'm looking forward to seeing it too. But it has to be the aim. It has to be the target. Pastor Jamal, I'll talk to you. Peace.